Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. We've got a very special video for you today. We just hit 100,000 subscribers. We're going to talk a little bit about that. We're also going to be talking about an upcoming appearance like next month with our Night Rider car, where you can come out and see the car, meet me, have a good time. Also have some exciting news about brand new, newly discovered soundtracks from Dawn Peak that are going to be released really soon. You're not going to want to miss that, including a fan favorite episode. Dawn found the original soundtrack reel for it. We got it digitized. It sounds awesome. And we're also going to answer your Patreon flag agent questions. We've got a ton of them because it's been a while since we've done that. And might do a little work on the semi too. The wire guide on the front of the trailer, which we had a heck of a time trying to replace because no one seems to make it anymore. We had a fan, a viewer of the channel, recreate it in CAD, and we had it 3D printed, and it turned out awesome. So we're going to show you that. Maybe we'll get it installed. Also want to give a shout out. You see our nice little shirt here. Our friend Glenn, who has done a tremendous amount for the restoration of the semi and the tractor. He sent this shirt to us, and I love it. It fits great. It feels good. Looks awesome. So thank you so much, Glenn. Okay, let's go ahead. We've got a hodgepodge of stuff to go over today. You don't want to miss it. I am so happy to report that the Night Rider Historian's official YouTube channel has just surpassed 100,000 subscribers. I am in shock. When I started this channel 3.5 years ago, I always said my goal was to get 100,000 subscribers, not thinking I would really ever get there, or at least not get there, you know, anytime in the near future. But you guys have embraced the Night Rider Historians and this channel and all of our projects over the last few years. So I just wanted to say thank you. It's a really cool milestone for me personally. It's really quite an achievement. I wanted to give you some stats about the channel, just to kind of give you an idea of you know, where things stand. So like I said, this channel was started January 2nd of 2020. Now there were a few other videos, because before this was the Night Rider Historian's official channel, it was just kind of a generic channel where we would upload a few little videos, not really structured or anything. So there are a few videos before that, but January 2nd of 2020 is when we actually made a conscious effort to build a Night Rider channel. That's when we actually branded it as that and started regularly posting videos. So that was 3 years, 7 months, and 19 days ago, or 1,327 days. It's a long time, but in other ways it went by in a flash. 334 videos, counting this one, have been uploaded to the channel. Our most popular video is actually the Code of Vengeance spin-off movie that we uploaded, followed shortly by finding the tractor and then finding the trailer. Those are our most popular videos. Least popular, we did a video on one of the Night Rider gifts, the commemorative license plate clock that was given to the crew during, I think it was the 1984 Christmas party. We did a short video on that, and it barely has any views. So go back and find it and boost that one up so it's not our lowest viewed video. Nearly half of our audience is from here in the United States, and then followed by the UK, Germany, Canada, and Australia. So Definitely have an audience around the world, which is really, really cool. And what else? So even though we just passed 100,000 subscribers, that only accounts for about 25% of you people watching. 75% roughly are not subscribed. So what are you doing? You better subscribe. We got to hit, I don't know, 1 million subscribers next. So again, just wanted to say thank you so much for your support over the years. We're by no means finished. Now we just have to set a new goal. That's what we'll do next. Thank you again. All right, so we're here at the front of the trailer, and I wanted to show you about a problem that one of our viewers solved for us that we had for a while. So some of you guys might recognize this channel. We talked about it in previous videos. This is the original channel that went right here, okay? And these two wires, which connected the main, the main 7-way plug, these wires ran up and powered all of the marker lights at the top of the trailer. And the wires would go into these two channels here. And as you can see, these original pieces have been painted 1 million times. They're broken. They're just in terrible shape. So, and don't forget there was a generator right here. So half of these were cut off and thrown away at one point. So we don't even have all of them to reuse. So I had tried so hard to find these exact pieces to put up here. And some of you guys suggested that they were, I forget what they're called, but wire tracks that would, the wire would run in the middle and then there'd be a cover that snaps on. And that might be the case, but this style with it being this thick, I just couldn't find them anymore. I could find modern ones, but they just didn't look the same. So one of our viewers, Mark, contacted me and I gave him all the dimensions and detailed pictures, and he created a digital model of these pieces. So I was able to get them 3D printed, replacement ones 3D printed. So let me show you one of those 3D printouts. Let me put these down. And here is the replacement piece. Tell me that isn't awesome. And it is like exactly the same. Exactly the same. I mean, he did really a fantastic job. The wires fit in here perfectly. And that's just gonna look so nice. We had them 3D printed in black, but they're gonna get painted anyways. So what I'm gonna do today is I need to mock all these up, and I'm gonna get them actually screwed in and get them run up here and see what it looks like. I know some of you guys are saying, well, why are you doing that before you paint the front of the trailer? Well, again, I'm just mocking them up, making sure they're good. But they're gonna get painted along with the front of the trailer anyways at some point. So let's go ahead. I already pre-drilled what I think are the holes in the correct location. So let's go ahead and get these screwed into place and kind of see what it all looks like. I'm excited. All right, so I wanted to take a minute to talk more about the semi and the semi donor wall. Now, for those of you who maybe are new to the channel or haven't heard about it, as you know, we're restoring the original screen used flag semi tractor and trailer, and it's a huge, huge undertaking, both in time, money, resource, everything. You just have no idea. And to offset that cost, we've been offering the chance to get your name placed on a commemorative plaque that we're going to mount somewhere inside the semi when it's all finished. And we started this out, a year ago, pretty much when we got the trailer. And boy, have you guys responded. Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of you have donated to get your name on this plaque. We don't know exactly what it's going to look like yet. It'll be some kind of a laser engraved. It's going to be a giant plaque because there's literally hundreds of names at this point. So a huge plaque with everyone's names on it. It's going to be really, really cool. If you want to be a part of that, we're keeping the donation window open for a little while longer. But if you're interested, don't wait to get your name on the semi-donor wall. It's a $100 minimum donation, and you can donate by sending it via PayPal to nightridersemi@gmail.com. And if you need another way to pay, we can do Venmo, money order. There's a whole bunch of different ways. Or if you have any questions, you can email us, nightridersemi@gmail.com. But this is a really cool way to crowdsource the restoration of this trailer, because it's, like I said, it's a big project. And for you to get your name on the trailer, like for all of eternity, it's gonna be really cool. So again, if you're interested, nightridersemi@gmail.com. Luckily for all of us, I have an assistant today. Come on in. Here's my assistant, Miss Emily. She's gonna be handing me the different parts, the channel, so I can get it screwed onto the trailer. So Emily, go ahead and hand me that first part that has an E on it, and give me 2 screws, please. 2 of those old screws. Yeah, so we're going to reuse what original screws we have, because why not, right? So let's go ahead and show you this. So you can see right here, this is gonna fit in really nicely right behind there, and it looks like those holes are gonna line up perfectly. So let's go ahead and get these put in. Do one there, get this one in. Can you hand me one more screw, Emily? One more of the old ones? One second. Okay, one more. I'm gonna tighten it down too much. There we go. So look at this. They obviously didn't care about where they were putting the holes in. Look how off center this one is from this one. They didn't care. That's nice and strong in there, and see then those are gonna go right in those 2 channels. So let's go ahead and do the next one. Emily, could you please hand me the next one, marked D, and how many holes are in that one? 2?
Yes.
Hand me 2 screws, one of the old ones and one of the new ones. And I think I'm gonna need a ladder for this one. Let's bring the ladder over. Okay. So I'll take this and the 2 screws. That's 1 screw. That's 2 screws. Okay. So hopefully these all line up nice and perfect, which I think they will, due to my expert planning. One. Come on. Probably needed a bigger screwdriver, but that's all right. Perfect. Emily, what do you think we're doing next?
Getting the next one?
Yeah, give me the next one.
C.
C for cookie. Oh, all right.
2.
2 screws. Can you hold this, Emily? Maybe you can hold it like right there and be a camera person for a little bit. Try and keep that on the, okay. Is that gonna start? All right, we're ready for the next piece. Get me the next piece.
B.
B for, what's B for? Before. B4 is before.
We need one more screw after this because that
Well, this one only has 1 screw actually.
Oh.
So we'll do it like this. Here, I'll take the 1 screw. that in place. See if I can get this going here. All right, and then for the last piece, see, I labeled all these so I knew where they all went. The last piece should go just like this. Hopefully that top hole lines up. Let's see here. I think it's going to. It just kind of bends over that. And then right here is where the Dorsey logo will go after it gets painted. So then it's just a matter of getting these wires put in, which I'm not going to put in right now. But take a look at that. That turned out really, really nice. Really nice. So huge thank you to Mark, who certainly earned a place on the donor wall with designing that wire guide for us. So these are the old wires. These are going to get cut out. We're going to run these down in here and rewire this. So everything is brand new. Because I already went ahead off camera and I rewired everything up there. So you can see where I have the wires dangling. That's where the marker lights are going to go. So obviously marker lights aren't going to go on until the trailer's painted, but we had to get all the wiring run. So we got all that, which is great. Trailer itself, just for a quick update, we're still working on all the body work. We got these panels pretty much done, smooth, ready for priming. These ones, everything's patched. We still have to do a lot of sanding. And then down here, we do have still have a lot of holes where the snaps were for whenever it was, whenever there was a canopy here. That's what all those holes are. So we still have a lot of holes, small holes to fill, but all the big stuff's done. So it's coming together, isn't it, Emily? Yeah. All right, more to come on the semi. Big things are happening. Okay, time to go over our latest Patreon flag agent questions. So for those of you who aren't familiar, we have a Patreon community. It's a tight-knit group of super Knight Rider fans who have joined us to support us and have a nice Knight Rider tight-knit community. It's really cool. And we're, I don't know, 200, 300 members strong on there, which is totally awesome. When you join Patreon, you get exclusive videos and photos that are never posted publicly online. You also get early access to all our videos and, you know, who knows what other treasures we might share with you guys. We've got, it used to be 4 tiers, now we have 5 tiers of support with Patreon. Our highest tier is now our Knight Foundation Trustee tier. That one is currently closed, it's full. We're gonna open it up again here at some point in the future, but right below that are our flag agents. So our flag agents, not only do they, when you join and you become a flag agent, you get a shout out in a future video, and you also get any of your Knight Rider questions answered for as long as you're a flag agent. It's actually a really, really cool program. If you're interested in joining, there's a link down in the description below and in the corner of this video right now. And again, there's 5 different tiers to choose from. We would certainly appreciate your help and support. So we've got a lot of questions to go over today, so let's get going. First is from, actually, before we go over the questions, we do have a new flag agent, Michael Hall. So Michael, thank you so much for joining. I like your first name. Okay, so Greg Woody, were there any kits with major performance upgrades, or were they all pretty much stock? That's the first part of the question. So major performance upgrades, the surviving Knight Rider cars didn't really have any major performance upgrades. They still all had They're either their stock 305 or replacement 305. The convertible has a V6 in it, the numbers matching V6. According to Jack Gill, at least one of the cars did have nitrous. Probably some of them had 350s in them. None of those cars still survive. But, you know, and some of them had suspension that was kind of beefed up a little bit. But for the most part, I don't think there were too many major performance upgrades. I think they did, though, replace the cam. They put a hotter cam in all the 305s. I think that's what we were told. So, second part of the question, can you discuss the history of the kit at the Star Cars Museum in Gatlinburg, Tennessee? Yes, it is a replica. I believe it was built by Paul Scheer of Code One Auto way back, maybe in the 90s or early 2000s. It's an 84 Trans Am, I believe. I went to see it 15 years ago. So not original, it's a replica. And then the third part of your question, can anyone with the historian's tell if an autograph is legit? To a point, yes. I mean, we're certainly not autograph authenticators and experts, but we could certainly give you a fairly good idea if an autograph related to the show is original. So if you have one, send us an email and we'll do our best. All right, so the next 300 questions are from Swiss Knight 2000. So bear with me. I'm just joking. Oh, they're not. There are a lot of questions from him. All right, so I'm watching Night of the Drones right now. When Michael first drives out of the semi to rescue Bonnie, it's nighttime. They are under a bridge, but that's not the point. Okay, thanks for telling me that. At this scene, you can see that Kit is driving out of the semi. They even put lights inside the semi to mimic the set at stage 1. So my question is, did you find anything regarding the lights they mounted there? Any cables, holes, or mountings? So, no. And here's why. Yes, it's true that they had the lights. They had the corrugated metal panels in the back half of the actual trailer to match the set on stage 1 at Universal. But in the subsequent years after the show ended and the trailer went, in a totally different direction, became a hauler for dragsters and boats and all kinds of stuff, all of that, everything in the back end was ripped literally down to the aluminum skin and the vertical steel supports. There was nothing left. The lights would have probably been mounted to the plywood that would have been back there, and the cables probably would have run across that. But since that's all gone, there's zero evidence left of the lights that were back there. There are a bunch of holes in the header in the back there. Some of those holes could have been for the lights. It's so hard to tell because the trailer has been modified so many times over the years that we don't know what is from the studio and what is from after in terms of things like those holes. So no evidence of any of that. But don't worry, it'll all be rebuilt. Next question. Let's see here. Why did they always use standard white lights in the series whenever Kit is driving at night and they made shots where you can see Michael's face? I mean, when you drive with a replica, you can see light from a dashboard in the driver's face. Most of the time, it's a reddish light because of all the LEDs. Was that simply overlooked or done intentionally? It would have definitely added some authenticity to those scenes. That's a great question. I think it was done on purpose to help light Hasselhoff better, because if he would have been lit in a darker red, you wouldn't have seen him as well. So I think that was done on purpose. Now I believe, check Voodoo Night at the very beginning when you see Hasselhoff driving at night. I feel like you see a red glow like it's the dash. So maybe they got it right just at the very end of the series. Check that out. Do you have any idea how all the replica dashboards came to be? Are there replica dashboards that are molded from originals? Were molds ever created? Some dashboards look incredibly similar to the originals. So yeah, molds of all the parts were created by the studio way back in the day. That's how they cast the parts. So there were molds. Some of those original molds are still floating around. And some of the original pieces are still floating around that new molds have been created. So for example, we have an original season 1 dash on dash, and we had it molded long time, decades ago. So even though it's an original universal mold, it was molded, the mold was made using an original part. But there are some original molds left as well. So that's how they look. Some of the ones out there look as good as they do. But also you have to remember, Billy Gunter, a friend of ours, used to own Night Designs. He sold it a few years ago. He was one of the best at sculpting parts and making them look as authentic as possible. So chances are a lot of those parts you're seeing are Billy Gunter parts as opposed to parts cast from original molds. And you can almost not even tell them apart. He did such a fantastic job. Okay, as I saw in the show, Kit has not always had his front deflectors and stone guards on. Is it necessary for a replica, or how do you like the style of the car when it's missing? So the front deflectors that he's talking about are the factory ones from an 82 Trans Am that kind of bridge the gap along the bottom of the car between the front bumper and the front fender. Those deflectors were only on the original pilot car that John Ward built. We talked about this in previous videos. And they filmed this 30-minute pilot presentation using that car. And then when the show was picked up, they revamped that car. Chaffee put his front nose on it, and those deflectors were gone. So anytime you see those front deflectors, even later on in the series, it's all stock footage reused from that pilot presentation. The stone guards were always on the cars, except there were a few instances where they forgot to put them on the cars. For example, one of the originals we have is not a Trans Am, it's actually a Firebird, which did not come with those stone guards. And when they built this car that we have into kit, they never added them. The other one that comes to mind is the Super Pursuit Mode car, had one deflector on one side, the other side didn't have any. So I personally, a replica to me does not have the front deflectors, but does have the stone guards. That's it. That's all of our questions. Got through those fairly quickly. So again, if you're interested in joining us, being a flag agent, link down in the description below. We would love to have you. All right. So here we are in my disaster of a workshop. I'm working on it. To tell you about a really cool opportunity where you can come out and meet one of our original kits. We've actually only had the car out one other time this year, which is kind of sad, but it's been a busy summer. But if you want to come see it, Saturday, September 16th, 5 p.m. in Warren, Ohio at the Skyway Drive-In. Our friends over at Stunt Life, also known as the Northeast Ohio Dukes, have a huge event going on. You see, they've put together, we've talked about this in a few other videos, they put together this fantastic movie called Stunt Life, the Motion Picture. And they've been asked to screen this movie at their local drive-in. So instead of just, having the movie, they're turning it into a big 80s night event. And not only will there be a replica General Lee there, I'm hearing there might be an original General Lee as well, possibly. There's going to be a replica of the A-Team van, Starsky and Hutch, like I said, a Duke's replica, and one of our screen-used Knight Rider cars. I think there might be a kit replica there as well. Oh, and I almost forgot. Corey Eubanks, the famed stuntman, one of the stuntmen who jumped the General Lee back in the Dukes of Hazzard, is going to be there as well, along with a couple other movies and TV cars. So it's going to be a fantastic night. And if you are anywhere near Warren, Ohio, the Skyway Drive-In, Saturday, September 16th, 5 p.m. The movie will start around 8, but I recommend getting there early, and you'll get a chance to see all these wonderful cars, meet me if you want, and we'll just have a good time. So be there Saturday, September 16th, 5 p.m., Skyway Drive-In. All right, so many of you guys have asked me over the years about Don Peake's music. Now, Don Peake, for those of you who aren't familiar, was the composer for Knight Rider for 80% of the series. He came in Hearts of Stone, which was the midpoint of season 1, and he composed the music for the rest of the series. And we've been good friends with Don for, 20 years now, I think. And a number of years ago, he entrusted us with the original audio reels from his recording sessions back in the day. And as you know, over the years, he's released CDs of some of select episodes. The soundtracks of those episodes been very well received. And we wanted to announce something really exciting. Actually, two really exciting things. First of all, Don found some new episodes, some previously lost soundtracks to episodes, which we'll go over those in a minute, including one you guys have wanted forever, he found, which is really cool. And two, we wanted to let you know that coming soon, Don is releasing a YouTube channel and a new way to purchase all of these audio soundtracks, which is so cool. So before I get into the new ones that have been found and digitized by us, I actually wanted to show them to you because I'm not sure anyone has really ever seen what these reels look like. So each episode was saved on this 1/4-inch magnetic reel. All right, so it's Scotch brand, just like that. So let me open it up and I will show you. So this right here is the original audio reel for Soul Survivor. Yes, Soul Survivor, right here. I know you guys have wanted the music from Soul Survivor forever. Here it is right here. We've already digitized it. It sounds amazing. And then what's really cool is inside of each one of these cases is the original notes from Universal. Right there. Even says Sound Report Universal Studios, which is really cool. So, yeah, like I said, this was about last year. Don found these reels, sent them to us. We had them professionally digitized. And the new episodes that we found are Give Me Liberty or Give Me Death, Brother's Keeper, Blind Spot, Ring of Fire, Custom Kit, Kit the Cat, Soul Survivor, Nightmares, and the 19th Hole. All of them have been digitized. They all sound amazing. Those ones have not been released anywhere to the public yet, but it's coming very, very soon. In addition to all of the ones, all the episodes that Don has released over the past 20 years. It's going to be a really cool site that he's building, and I think you're really going to like it. So this is just a little bit of a teaser. You know, maybe this is a good point where I play a couple seconds of a couple of the new tracks, like this one. And this one. And this one. And of course, this one. Yes. So, more of that is coming soon. Stay tuned. Whenever it's ready, the official announcement will be right here on our channel.
Hello friends, it's me, Kit. When I'm not out fighting crime, I like to follow my friends at nightwriterhistorians.com. Check it out.